Hello. So I told you guys I was gonna get on tonight. I cannot get onto Facebook because I am restricted until tomorrow. So I'm just using this Instagram and that tonight. So I want to talk to you a little bit tonight about I am. And literally, this is if you're going through something, if you have been feeling like you're down, like you're upset, like things ain't gonna change, no matter what it is, this is for you tonight. So I've had a lot going on in my life lately, between my boys and their doctors and health problems and all kinds of other things. And, life is a war, and I have been in spiritual warfare. And been praying and I've been seeking the Lord, and I started to feel like I was in like this real desert place. Like it didn't feel good. It didn't feel comfortable. It just felt like I was stuck. And nobody wants to be stuck. And I thought of the scripture this morning and I shared it with my group text, and it's Exodus 3 and verse 14, and it says, God replied to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. And I heard God say, who do you say that I am? And I was like, what do you mean, Lord? And he was like, who do you say that I am? I mean, you've been praying to me, you've been complaining to me, but who am I? So if you've been in a place that you're like, Lord, what is going on? He would say to you today, who am I? He is, I am. Literally, I am. I am what? He is everything you need. He is everything you could ever need. He is your supply. He is your supplier. He is your breakthrough. He is your promise. He will sustain you. He will uphold you. He will break your chains. He is he who will break your bondage, and he will take your yoke and break it. He is everything you could ever need and more. He is what you need for every situation. It doesn't matter what situation you are in, it is he that will get you through. So, who do you say that he is? Because I want you to grab a hold of this tonight. He will walk you across to dry ground. He will dry the tears from your eyes. He will restore the years that the cankerworm ate. He is Jehovah Rophi, your healer. He is your banner. He literally is everything we need for every situation. There is nobody else like him. So sometimes it gets tough, and sometimes we feel like we're surrounded, and we feel like we are drowning, and we forget who he is. He is the most powerful, loving Father we could ever have. He is literally, he's him who will complete the good work that he started. So whatever you've been going through, it doesn't matter. You're not going to stay there. You may feel like you have been chained and you have been bound, but he's the chain breaker. Literally, we need to get a good, firm grasp on who he is, because he is the same God that brought the Israelites out of bondage. He is the same God that used Elijah to call fire from the mountains. He is the same God that literally went by the pillar of cloud by day and the fire by night. He is him who will sustain us. He will feed us. He will protect us. He will watch over us. No matter, I just want you to think about what you ultimately need tonight. And I guarantee you, if you are to look it up, there is a name for God that fits it. Because he's everything we ever need in every situation that we could ever need it. All things through him. You know, we get really down on ourselves sometimes when we're like, feel like we're suffering, because we feel like, why are we suffering? We're doing everything we need to do. So why are we suffering? Why is it that everybody else seems to be prospering and all these ministers are saying like how blessed they are and how good God is to them all the time? So why are we struggling? Why are we going through a trial? Why does it feel like we're being weighed down and that the enemy is attacking us? But listen, you're in good company tonight, because when I look at my Bible and I read my word, what I see is Elijah running from Jezebel because she sought to take his head. I see Paul saying that he had a thorn in his flesh that suffered him. Many was the afflictions of the righteous. James told us to count it all joy when we encounter trials. So what does that say? That means we're going to have trials. Paul and Silas was thrown into prison. That Joseph was in a pit. So just because we're Christians doesn't mean we don't go through things. Just because we're Christians doesn't mean that life is like an easy path to get through. Everything is not prosperity and blessings. Sometimes we are going to have a hard time. Sometimes the road is not going to be easy. Sometimes it feels like will be a weight on our shoulder. But the good news is we have a Father who cares. So when it says to cast your cares upon him because he cares for you, right? So you don't have to go through it alone. You don't have to go through it ill-equipped. You can go through your battle. You can go through your suffering easier when you go through it with him. But you have to look to him. You have to seek him. It says, when you seek me, you will find me when you seek me with all of your heart. And it feels like sometimes when we start to go through a hard time, we stop seeking him because we think he doesn't see us no more. But guess what? Even in Genesis, when Hagar was out, it said she's seen Elroy. And what did Elroy mean? The God who sees. He is the God who sees. He sees you today. He sees what you're going through. He knows what's going on. He knows where you're at. And if you will allow him, he will come to you and he will meet you directly where you are at, and he will take your hand and he will make it easier. It doesn't say that we're not going to suffer. I mean, John was put in jail on the island of Patmos. Over and over and over again, we see the trials and the tribulations and the sufferings the best men of God went through. Why would we think that we would not have to go through anything? But he will use it. He will use your suffering. You can't deliver somebody from something that you haven't been delivered from. You can't testify to somebody on something you ain't never been tested on. If you ain't gone through it, how are you going to bring somebody else through it? So see, you may feel like you are at war and you don't know how you're going to get through, but you're going to get through because God is going to bring you through, and then you are going to be able to help somebody break through and get through it. When we go through these things, we build what he wants us to build. We gain characters in him. We get literally less fleshy. We start to drop our flesh and we begin to bond and seek him more. And the more we seek him, the more he refines us with the fire, and we begin to lose our impurities. But I promise you, you're not the only one suffering. You're not the only one going through it. We all go through trials and tribulations. But if I never went through warfare, how could I teach you about warfare? And if I never went through infertility, how would I bless somebody else and help them and encourage them through infertility? And if I never went through marital problems, how would I be able to speak to somebody else about marital problems? When we go through these things, we go through them smarter when we go through them with him. But we still are going to have to go through things. It's a fact of life. Everybody in the Bible had to go through things. But who do you say he is? Because I am is his name. That is who he is. He is I am. And he is your shepherd, and he is your father. He's your healer. He's your redeemer. He's the supply and the supplier. He is him who will lift you up. He is him who shelters you under his wings. He is him who is standing at the door, knocking to your heart, asking you, will you open it? He literally is everything you could ever need, and he will get you through it if you just hand it over to him. But you know, sometimes we get so busy holding on to that thing in our hands, this thing, and we don't want to let it go because we're scared if we let it go that we're not going to get it back. But sometimes when we let it go, he gives us something better. He can't give us beauty for our ashes if we never have ashes, or if we don't give him our ashes. Our ashes apart from him would be wretched. We are wretched apart from him. But he is every good thing that we have. Every good and perfect gift is from him. And he wants nothing but good things for us. You know, it says, and it's it is a famous thing, what the enemy meant for evil, I will turn for good. But that is who he is. He is him who will use your trials. He is him who will use your wilderness experience. Did your husband have to go to rehab? It didn't feel fair. It didn't feel safe. You was probably asking yourself, Lord, why? But now you're going to be able to help somebody else whose husband's in the same situation. Once we go through something, we are equipped to help somebody else. You know, you can't get up and perform deliverance through our ministry if you don't preach deliverance and live deliverance. You can't save somebody and lead them to the Father if you've never been left through the Father. So we learn and we gain through what we go through. So I know that you're struggling. I know that the struggle is real. I know that sometimes you feel like you're being beat down and oppressed on every side, like you're surrounded by the enemies. But I promise you, if you throw your hands up and you begin to praise and you begin to seek the Father's face and you call out the name of God that you need, go into your word and find the God that you need. If you need a healer, you look up his name and you call out Jehovah Rophi, the God who heals me. If you need to feel like you're being seen, you call out to El Roy, the God who sees you. You begin to pray the scriptures over your life. You begin to speak to the God that's for that situation, because he is everything you need. And he will not only turn around your circumstances. He'll bring you through onto dry ground, and he will equip you, and he will use it so you can help somebody else get through. So tonight, who do you say I am is what he is asking you. Who do you say I am? Let me tell you, tonight, what I say is no matter what I go through, Lord, you're my everything. You are everything, Lord, everything I need. And my cup overflows when I'm with you, even when I don't feel good. You know, everybody quotes, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. But I want to encourage you to go back and read those writings of Paul when he said that. He was literally saying, whether I'm being suffered or whether I'm prospering and doing great, whether I'm hungry or whether I'm fed, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's God in us that will get us through. It's through his power and his love. Oh, that dunamis power will come and meet you where you are at when you seek it with all your heart and all your mind and all your soul. Seek him and you will find him. Who do you say I am? Because I am is everything that you could ever need. I am is the best thing in your life. I am has the roadmap through your trials. I am will see you through and you will be used for his glory. I am loves you and he wants you. So tonight, get down and really think about it. When he asks you that question, who do you say I am? Because I know that in spite of everything that I have been going through these last 6 months, I know that he is him who's going to see me through. I know he is him who's going to complete the good work that he started in me. I know he is him who gave me a miracle of 2 little boys and doesn't leave things undone, and he's going to complete that miracle. I know that he is him who will be there when I need him, and all I have to do is seek him. I know that he is everything I need, and that if he never gave me another thing, that he would be enough. That is who he is to me. So who do you say that I am? That is what I have tonight. God bless. See you this week.